Hi everyone, and welcome to your finger osteoarthritis treatment appointment. Today I'm going to show you the left ring finger after a second month of treatment. Always without straw poultices, but of an average duration of more or less 4 hours per day instead of the 6 to 8 hours earlier. So we will see the results of a less intensive but maybe more efficient treatment. This month, as I announced in my previous video, I've held the finger constantly in a hot environment, whether under a blanket or cushion or by putting it in the pocket of my jacket. So we will see whether all this will help to maintain or increase the speed of healing. So here's the finger as it was at the beginning of the treatment. This is the finger after 1 month of treatment, and this picture is the finger after 2 months of treatment. Let's see up close. There is a clear improvement everywhere, especially on both sides. We see immediately it is flatter, even if we compare with this picture. So the area to be treated has narrowed, is already within the finger. There are no big swellings anymore or curves anymore on the sides. Let's now see the accelerators. So the first is the hot environment. We must be careful, especially in autumn and winter, because a single layer, as the woolen stocking in video 2, may no longer suffice. The woolen layer is still essential, but we must make sure that the whole environment is hot. Actually, the wool should be moist. It is what keeps everything hot, but it drinks also. It participates to the absorption. So the wool should be a bit moist and somewhat hot. As soon as it is not hot anymore, soak the poultice again in the hot decoction. As a second accelerator, I would like to mention teas. As for me personally, linden tea in summer and spring, and oat straw tea in fall and winter. I noticed that every time I drank in good quantity, say half a liter a day, there was more activity in the treated finger and visible results came always. I also want to say that oat straw tea increases the internal heat a lot. So in the winter this really helps. Finally, know also it is the quintessential tea to make cold bones. When and how drink these teas? The right time is in itself probably an accelerator, and it is already the third. Kneipp himself recommends drinking half an hour before the meals. I can't but confirm. I would add that the dinner should be preferably hot. It is in any case my personal experience. And during the warm seasons, making walks outside while drinking sips of this linden tea has the same good effect. To summarize, the right time is 3 to 4 hours after the meals until half an hour before the next meal. In other words, when one is with an empty stomach. Another good time, as Kneipp himself advises, is to drink the tea while the poultice is around the finger. Fourth, there is the way to prepare the oat straw decoction and tea. Prepare the decoction the day before and use at least for 36 to 48 hours. This also applies to the oat straw infusion. You take, for instance, 1 ounce of straw for a quart liter of boiling water. You let it sit at least 4 hours, preferably even all night. You strain and drink in several times during the day. Last but not least, let the finger have a short steam bath before the first poultice. Kneipp advises these short steam baths for problems that are difficult to treat. And I can only add that they can do miracles. But be careful, only once or twice a week, and the steam baths should be no longer than a few minutes. I seize the opportunity to draw attention to the distinction made by Kneipp between exhalation and sweating. He often insists on it. Most often, Kneipp aims at exhalation, as we have seen in video 5. Exhalation is very soft, even to the point that we can put poultices to infinity. But when the situation is very difficult, Kneipp will not hesitate to use water applications aiming at sweating. But again, very cautiously and moderately. Let me conclude by mentioning what can make the bumps swell. Once again, I'm just sharing my very personal experience. First, do not eat too many croissants or similar sweets. It happened that when I did so, I could see with the naked eye that the bumps were swelling. Second, avoid to touch cold objects, like for instance metal objects. It happened that, in the summer when one can't sleep because of the high temperatures, I touched some metal object to cool down. I was very surprised to feel and to see that the bumps were swelling. This happened each time that I touched a metal object. That's it for now, guys. The plan is to continue to treat the left ring finger for another month or two, depending upon the evolution. Then I think I'd like to start the treatment of the right middle finger, which has a deforming arthritis. This is a new challenge that I absolutely want to take. I wish you a very happy new year, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye bye!